here's a walkthrough of a cost of production report. This is exercise 17-17, so I would encourage you to go print it off and try it before you watch this video. But anyway, so remember the first thing that I do is I need to set up this right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that before I do anything. So I know I have beginning inventory, what started, then I have a total. I need to figure out where did they go. So they either came from two places. They either in beginning inventory or I started them, and they were either transferred out or I haven't yet finished them. And then there's 3 stages of beginning inventory, started and completed, and ending inventory. So in other words, beginning inventory is completed but not started. These are started and completed, and ending inventory is started but not completed. So again, there's 3 stages. I need to finish beginning inventory. I've started and completed some, and I need to start some that I don't get finished. All right, so before I deal with anything, I'm just going to not lose units. So I'm looking for my beginning inventory. So I have work in process on January 1st was 1,400 units. So I'm going to enter 1,400 in beginning inventory. It was 75% completed. But I need to know this. Assume that all materials are added at the beginning of the process. So I'm going to go right down here and put 0, 100, 100. So I will add no materials because they were added last period in beginning inventory. And if I started them, I'm going to add all the materials. So started and completed and ending inventory, I put those into production, so I added the materials. These were 75% complete. So I need to do the other 25% this period. So notice this plus that has to equal 100%. I either did it last period or this period. And these percentages are what I did this period. All right, so now I have 17,710 for my direct materials cost. So I'm going to add that in there. And 5250 for my direct or conversion costs. Again, this part up here that I'm doing, and these little cells that maybe I'll highlight a very ugly shade of green there. The only reason I'm doing these is so I don't lose units. Okay, so far I've got my beginning inventory conversion costs, and I've got my beginning inventory there. Okay, that's all I'm doing. I can total this up. I want all of these 4 totaled. You don't have to do those. Again, it's just a check figure. Then I'm going to read down here. Materials added during January from weaving department, 58,000 units. So I started an additional 58,000 units. So I know that this is 58,000 plus 1,400 is 59,400. So I know that total, I know that total, and I know this total. I can go ahead and put 59,400 in all of them. Now I'm looking for either the amount transfer out or the amount in ending inventory, or both. And it looks like goods finished includes goods in process January 1st, 56,200 and 3,200 were completed. So it looks like they actually give me both of them. So my transferred out are 56,200, and then my ending inventory is 3,200. So if I add those up, I see I get 59,400, and I want this to be 59,400, and so I can back into started and completed, and started and completed is 54,800. So let me just double check my math. Pause it. Okay, and so I have those done. So those are my beginning inventory becomes beginning inventory. Ending inventory becomes ending inventory. And then so I can back into my started and completed because I know these 3 numbers have to add up to 59,400. So once again, I know I've said this over and over. All this is just a mechanism to not lose units and to quickly get these so I don't add them up wrong. All right, so now I know that my materials were added at the beginning, so I know that I need to add 0% for these to finish these. I need to add all the materials for these and add all the materials for these. So this is what I did this period. Over here on my percentages, If beginning inventory was 75% done when I walked in the room, I need to add the other 25%. If I started and completed it, I did 100%. And if I started it but didn't finish it, I did whatever is here. It says 30% completed, so what I did this period is 30%. Now I simply take 1,400 times 0 and 1,400 times 25%, so I get 350. 54,800 times 100% times 100%, so I get my 54,008, 54,008. My 3,200 times 100%, and my 3,200 times 30% is 960. So these are my equivalent units. I just simply add these up. This should make sense because if I add all the materials when I start it, and I started 58,000, this should be 58,000. It is not a coincidence that number is the same. All right, but the conversion costs are different simply because they were different stages done. Okay, so now I take this period cost. So this period cost, I added 742,400 right there. And my conversion costs are simply 134,550 plus 151,611. So my conversion costs are 286,111. And so I take my costs this period, which are the 742,400, and I take my cost this period for conversion costs, which are this, and I divide by my units this period, which are the 58,000. So notice I exclude beginning inventory units, so I exclude beginning inventory costs. So cost this period divided by equivalent units this period. So I get 1280, which is that divided by that, and I get 5.0991. Okay, and I took it out to 4 decimal places just to make sure that I don't have any issues with rounding. Okay, then now I need to assign my costs. My costs are either transferred out or still here. So I have transferred out or ending inventory. So what is transferred out? Transferred out is beginning inventory. So I have 2 layers of beginning inventory. Beginning inventory costs that were already there. So notice I have my 17,710, my beginning inventory costs that are already there. So this number and that number, they come because I'm basically transferring out beginning inventory and it had these costs already there. Then I need to finish my beginning inventory. So the next thing, if you notice, I have I'll make them blue, 1, 2, 3 lines, and 1, 2, 3. So basically these 3 lines here are units, and these 3 lines are equivalent units for conversion costs. All I'm doing is converting them to dollars by taking these 3 times 1280. So 0 times 1280 is 0. 54,800 times 1280 is 701,440. I'm going to skip this one for now. Make that a little darker blue since it's ending inventory. And so I take 350 times 50991 and get 1,784, and I take 54,800 times 50991 and I get 279,431. Okay, and again, this may be a little bit due to rounding. I don't see. Whoops. If I make this more decimal places, you can see it keeps going there. Okay, but anyway, so if you're off a few cents due to rounding, don't sweat it. All right, now my ending inventory, please don't add up ending inventory in this. If you add them all up, you'll simply get this total, and that total means absolutely nothing. Okay, this is the number I want. So I want to get my beginning inventory, which has 2 lines, and my started and completed, which has 1, because those are the ones that are transferred out. So I'm going to add all those up, and again, I really don't need these numbers. Okay, I could just say, all right, all of my transferred out costs are those 6, which is 105, $1,005,615.86 is my total cost transferred out. So notice that is my journal entry, debit finished goods, credit WIP. I'm transferring them out of WIP to finished goods. And then my ending inventory is the stuff that's still there and will become my beginning inventory next time. And that's right here. These are units. So I convert it to dollars by taking this times 1280 to get 40,960, and 960 times 50991 to get that. I add them up and there's your ending inventory. So if I did a T account, this is my T account line, okay, and this is my, I'm going to make a T account really quick here. Okay, so if I did a T account of inventory, I started out with $22,960 in WIP inventory. I added 1,208,511, and I took out and transferred them to finished goods of that, and so my ending inventory balance is, watch the magic, 4845855.14. That's my ending inventory balance. And there you go. So all of this for this journal entry right there. And on your quiz, you can see I asked for the amount transferred out and the amount left in ending inventory. And I have a check figure here because this number right there, I'll make it blue since I have blue up, should equal that number right there. Okay.